Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I'm doing a third quarter July, August, September reading for you. The 7 Chariot card corresponding to the 7th month, the 8th Strength card to August, and to the Hermit card, number 9, to the 9th month, September. I've pulled an overall energy for you, the World card. And this is absolutely describing a closure of some sort, the end of a cycle. What I'm hearing is the end of an era for some of you. And of course, you would know what that is with regard to. It can be anything: the end of a job, the end of a career, the end of a relationship. This feels as though it is life altering. There is some reward. There is some recognition in this ending. In other words, it feels like a job well done. And that ending, the rewards, the acknowledgement, the lessons learned is, as you know, preparation for a new path, a new journey, but definitely a transition to a different phase of a project or an effort of some sort. The Judgment card underneath is really that renewal. Perhaps the closure of something is liberating you, freeing you to respond to a call. Perhaps this is the end of a professional career that was satisfying, but prevented you from doing something that was a heart's desire. That's an example. You can apply it as it applies to your life. This can also be about the reconnection with someone or something from your past, so that you are perhaps seeing something or someone in a brand new light. You have changed, they have changed, and a sense of synchronicity is occurring as you reconnect again and explore yourselves, your relationship as new people, thus a new relationship. So I'm going to pull an oracle card, and out falls perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And this brings an element of difficulty in perhaps closing out this chapter. There may be a lot of unexpected work, contracts, projects, tying up loose ends, moving house, things that attend to this closure that are require your sheer perseverance of will. If this reading resonates with you, please like this video. As appropriate, please share this with others. And comments are always welcome. I thank you for your appreciations. Subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. It helps me a lot, and I appreciate your time truly. In July, we have the Chariot card stationed here as an indication of the necessity for us to be clear and focused towards our goals. This goal is some kind of a heart release. This is something that is motivated by a sense of full self-acceptance. And as in concert with the cards that you have already received, it feels like finally getting able to do something that you've always wanted to do. Finally feeling the relief of having accomplished something and being able to put that away, freeing you up from former distractions that kept you limited in your ability to even focus on a craft, a skill, an activity that once defined you in many ways. This is clarified by the Two of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about a brand new start, a brand new foundation, quite possible. And perhaps it is about some kind of legacy, nest egg, retirement, inheritance, something that is helping you to establish this new stability and security on your own terms. Two of Swords indicates a slight bit of guilt, uncertainty about should I or shouldn't I? Is it okay to let my freak flag fly, as an example? Or is it, should I stay in the lane that most people know me as? Um, I've already made a decision about what I want to do, what's in my heart, but I don't know how it's going to affect my loved ones. They're going to continue to blame me or think I'm doing something totally inappropriate. And there's a part of you that has a mistaken belief, perhaps, that they rely on you, that their opinion of you really matters. And so, in that way, this is your own conflicted sense of what the right way is. Clearly, there are many benefits to doing whatever you want to do. You appear to have the resources to do that. But there is some pulling at you regarding what would be expected. What have I always done? Is this too much of an abandonment of my loved ones? Will I feel guilty if I do what I want to do? Let's get some clarity in July with the Queen of Wands. Interesting. So this is you having confidence. I feel, looking at your past, feeling empowered to move from your heart, feeling empowered to be who you truly are. Because this fiery energy, this passionate self is already who you are. And perhaps given a situation that you are now closing out, you contained that fire. You contain that passion in some ways. But now, in your ability to expose this, you are almost thumbing your nose at those who have been disapproving of you in the past. But it's coming from a good place. You're innervated, you're not innervated, you're energized by this opportunity that you see before you, despite the difficulty in closing things out, winding things down, ending something. In August, the Strength card is talking about the faith that has been required to keep you going through the difficult times, the difficult challenges, perhaps closing out a particular pathway that you've been on. Accomplishment has been about being faithful through the end, being loyal, being determined to see something through, something that you even were aware you could benefit from, but that you felt more the sense of loss and the importance of keeping your faith. Perhaps it's for someone you cared for. This is clarified by the High Priestess and the Fool. August feels like, yes, you actually allowing your inner wisdom to prompt you forward in an uncharacteristic mood. I'm getting this I'm getting this sense that you have kind of held yourself, contained your energies in a very circumspect way in order to be supportive of others or to consider the needs of others, certainly at all times, to maintain a strong partnership or team, as an example. There's an inner wisdom, an inner desire, an inner place that is calling to you now, that is prompting you to move out into a new direction, to take the risk. And the risk here feels less 3D or material, as it feels like the risk of alienating those you love, those perhaps in some cases that you respect. And so there is, again, this push and pull between I know what I want to do, I know what I'm here to do, but is it safe for me to do it? Is it safe? Um, you don't want to jeopardize your resources in any way. Let's get some clarity here for August. The Justice card. Interesting. In this deck, the 8 is not strength. The 8 is justice. And I may have spoken before about the blind. Switching justice, number 8, and strength, number 11, as a blind to those impure or manipulative energies that would exploit the power of the tarot. So this is something only older decks really reflect. It tends not to be done anymore. But here justice is coming to your aid. It feels as though something is owed to you. And my sense is that it's owed to you from those very loved ones, family, friends, other people who have taken your inventory, criticized you, evaluated your worthiness at some level or the job you were doing, and found you somehow wanting. There can be many other reasons. Perhaps there are issues of largesse, inheritance that you have struggled with the family members that finally is coming through on your behalf in a way that is fair, that is just. In September, the Hermit card is describing the way all of these events that feel as though they're a bit of a wash of focus, getting through something, getting something accomplished and completed, and then the kind of perseverance and realization that the faith, the love, the effort comes from you. It doesn't come from others. The granting of something that you are deserving of comes from your sense of value and worth at many levels. And so the contemplation, the process of this is something the Hermit helps us with. The Hermit is our place to go where we answer our own questions. We know no one else can really advise us in this way. No one else is going to have the answer to our experience but us. And this is clarified by the Knight of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. I see you taking time to plan your next move. It feels like you recognize opportunities for more stability and security. Obviously, opportunities to stand on your own in some way. But I think the idea that you haven't really been freed from whatever the closing out of this particular event, relationship, opportunity has been, to envision truly what you really want. You may know what your heart's desire is, but how are you going to achieve that? And so you're taking time now to figure that out, make steps to plan it as literally as possible. Your opposite sign is Capricorn, so that's a natural draw attraction to you, writing it down, getting it down in paper, making it clear for yourself. It helps you resist the other voices that are encouraging you or chastising you to do this or that. But essentially, you are aware you're ending a whole way of life here. There's an opportunity to close out a role you've played. And in some ways, this has been a long time transformation. We don't arrive at these places without a lot of inner change, a lot of looking at our responsibility in our oppression, in our sense of constraint or restriction in our lives. And you've done that. You've taken ownership of the situation you're in. Your reality is you understand your making, but you're finally loosening yourself up from a role that you may have historically played in your family, at work, wherever it is, of taking on the worries, the concerns, addressing the needs of others. And that feels like it's coming to an absolute close, which is inclined to make you physically very exhausted. This is in September, mind you, but I'm going to clarify with the Emperor card, which it's always a little uncanny how the words seem to prompt the cards. So the Emperor, of course, is about taking, having ownership, sovereignty over your life, being responsible for what you can control and what you can't, using that incredible ability to control yourself in order to direct your energies in the most appropriate, positive way for yourself. So it isn't just you leaving aside a role you've played, but it's stepping into an empowerment that you grant yourself through your ability to identify your role in anything that hasn't been working to your favor, and the absolute conviction that you can do what is necessary for you to have the life and the experience, the reality that you desire. I'm going to finish off this reading with a crystal oracle, and let's take the Amazonite. The key word is life purpose. I'm aligned to and living my life purpose. This is beautiful. Thank you so much, Cancer, for this reading. If you've enjoyed this content, check out here. And until next time, namaste.